Assessing finance charges is one tactic to get customers to pay their overdue balances. Because assessing finance charges is not exactly customer-friendly, you might want to try to get the customer to pay using a collection reminder email from the collection center. You should also make it clear to your customers from the beginning that you will assess finance charges at some point, say after 60 days, of not receiving a payment. Before assessing finance charges, you'll need to set up your finance preferences. So, to set finance charges, go to the Edit menu and click Preferences. Click Finance Charge and click Company Preferences. In the Annual Interest Rate field, type in the percentage you want to charge on an annual basis. And QuickBooks prorates the annual interest charge based on the number of days the payment is overdue. Let's type 6%. In the Minimum Finance Charge field, type the minimum dollar amount you'll charge so that you can recoup some of the expenses you incur by having to assess finance charges in the first place. This is optional, so I'm going to leave it at 0. In the Grace Period field, type the number of days you're willing to give your customers beyond the due date before you start assessing finance charges. So I will type 10. Then you'll need to choose the account you use to track finance charges. And for example, could choose the Other Income account. For this option, Assess Finance Charges on Overdue Finance Charges, you should probably leave unchecked. Besides being a mean thing to do, it could be illegal, and you can check with your accountant. In some states, assessing finance charges on overdue finance charges is illegal. And then choose when you want QuickBooks to begin calculating finance charges, from the due date or from the invoice billed date. And using the due date is the most common method. When you assess finance charges, QuickBooks automatically creates an invoice, but by default, those invoices are not marked to be printed. They will appear on the monthly reminder statements you send. So click this checkbox if you want to print them during your next batch printing session. But I'm going to leave it unchecked and go ahead and click OK. So you should assess finance charges just before sending reminder statements. Also, make sure that you've applied all payments or credits before you assess finance charges. When you open the Assess Finance Charges window, customers who have unapplied payments or credits appear with an asterisk next to their name. So you would need to fix those before assessing finance charges. So let's go to the Customers menu and choose Assess Finance Charges. And here, this message, QuickBooks is telling you that there are some payments or credits which you have not applied. So click OK. So QuickBooks told me that there were some customers with unapplied payments or credits. In this list, they're not showing up. So I'm not quite sure what to make of that. So in the Assessment Date field, you could change the date to the date you want to impose the charge. And this is typically the last day of the month if you send out monthly reminder statements. So if you change the date, and let's make it the 31st, and press Tab, QuickBooks automatically recalculates the charge based on the new date. And because I changed the date, several more customers have been added, and here 2 of them have unapplied credits or payments. So I will deselect them by clicking in the checkbox, and I'll take care of applying those credits later. You also might want to remove a customer. For example, if this is the first time the customer is overdue, you may want to give the customer the benefit of the doubt. This column, Last Finance Charge, shows you the previous date you assessed finance charges for the customer. If you wanted to change the amount for a customer, you could change it here. 23 cents is kind of silly. Let's make it 25. To view a customer's history to make sure you should really be assessing a finance charge, you could select the customer and choose Collection History. You can double-click a transaction to open the original transaction to view the details and decide whether the charge is warranted. And in this case, I don't think it's warranted, so I'm going to deselect that customer. You would select this checkbox if you want to send the invoices to the customers. Most business will not do this, but will send monthly reminder statements instead with the finance charges added. Deselected, and I think we're ready to assess charges. Now, when you're ready to create your monthly reminder statements, the finance charges will appear. And another video covers creating reminder statements.